All right. Good morning, chiropractic family. It's Charlie with Mountain Man Digital with a new, improved live setup. I hope you guys like it. One of my favorite benefits is that the aspect ratio is different, so you guys don't know if I have shoes on or not. That's going to save me a lot of potential shame. In fact, I want you guys to comment down below and try to guess before the end of this video if I have shoes on or not. I don't know. I've decided this is going to be a fun thing. Anyway, so what I want to talk about today is how to be omnipresent on social media without driving yourself crazy. So for this video, I'm assuming that you've committed to the plan of actually doing some digital marketing. You've committed to utilizing social media. And now you've decided, well, Charlie, and excuse me, you've also chosen your pillar content. And at this point, you're probably thinking, well, Charlie, I have done all this, but one platform is great. I'd love to do more than one. I see a lot of these folks doing 3, 4, 5 different platforms simultaneously. How do they do that? Does it take a ton of time? Does it take a ton of money? And is it that important? Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at why it's important to be everywhere. Okay, so the main reasons why it's important to be everywhere, number one, is just more people. Obviously, there's just going to be more folks that see your stuff. Okay, also, it's important to realize that with these more people, you're also going to experience an anomaly where people consume your content differently, even though it's the same content, right? So for instance, this video here is going to Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, okay? Now the folks that consume it on Facebook, they're going to consume it just like they consume all my other Whiteboard Fridays. They'll watch parts of it when they get to it, they'll comment. A lot of people save them for later in their saved videos. So all those different things are going to happen. YouTube, folks are probably going to sit down and watch the whole thing. Because YouTube is a platform for long-form content. Periscope, I've never used before in my life. So we're going to find out how people consume it there. So that's why it's important to utilize multiple platforms at once for any type of content, right? Now, this I'm using as an example for video content, but let's say it's audio content. Let's say it's a podcast and you have it on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, and iTunes, okay? Now, people who utilize Stitcher and SoundCloud, they're usually looking for sound bites, okay? And people might even crack up your podcast and break it into different chunks of specifically interesting pieces. Okay, that's how they'll consume it there. Google Play and iTunes, of course, they're going to consume the entire podcast. That's more of a long-form platform, and that's what it's going to be used for. Okay, image content, short video content, same idea. Facebook's going to be different than Instagram's going to be different than YouTube. Okay, you kind of getting a feel for this. Each platform, while it will accept similar types of content, will allow for your audience to consume it differently because of the use habits of people, itchy nose, when they're on that platform. Okay? So that's really important to remember, is that the whys behind it is really because there's going to be more people in general because you're in more places, but also there's going to be different responses to your content as you disseminate it. I'm going to take a quick break and just check on my stuff. Oh my goodness. It's all working perfectly. I got really lucky. So, the next thing that I want to discuss is how to do this without driving yourself crazy. Okay? Because being omnipresent allows you to, especially when you're a community chiropractor, and you're a small fish in a big pond, or a small fish in a small pond even, if you're omnipresent, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, Stitcher, SoundCloud, you're doing all this stuff, right, and being effective about it, you portray an image of being the authority on chiropractic care in your community, because there's so much information out there about you that there's no question, okay? This is a very effective way to dominate a small market very, very quickly. So let's go through that right now. Let's go through the hows, okay? So how do we do this? Sure, we'll put an exclamation point there. But how, Charlie? But how? All right. So number one is buffer. All right. You guys have heard me talk about buffer before. Maybe you haven't because you're new to the channel. That's okay. Drop a like below or tell me how ugly my shirt is. I don't care. Buffer. What buffer is it's a software, really just a website, that you make an account on. I think it's $10 a month, $100 a year, something like that. And this allows you to post images, videos, and picture content that's pre-made to pretty much every social media platform. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook are the main four. You can also do Pinterest. I have yet to find a chiropractor who uses Pinterest. If you do, that's cool. So, buffer is going to allow you to post to, I'll put it here, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. I think that's it. Those are the four that I use. Okay? So what this means is that you make one piece of content. It can be short silliness, you know, picture yourself talking about what you're doing that day, a question out to your audience, a short 1-2 minute video, a 5-minute video, a 20-minute video, okay? You can take all this made content, right, and with the push of a button, post to every single platform. You're done, okay? So that's the first and biggest benefit for someone who's trying to be everywhere, is that you can just go ahead and do that, okay? The second benefit is scheduling posts. Okay? And there's two ways that I like to use this. Batching and curation. Okay? So, for batching stuff, when you're batching, okay, what you're going to do is, I don't like how I said that. For batching, since you could schedule posts, okay, you're able to put 25 posts into buffer that'll go out to all these platforms at predetermined times throughout the next week or 2 or 3, depending upon how you've set your consistency. So because of that, you can sit down on a Sunday night with all the pictures you've taken, all the video you've made, all the memes you've found, everything else, and you can batch it all together, okay? And you can actually, if you're disciplined enough, you can do all of your social media content creation work, getting it out into the world, in like 2 or 3 hours on a Sunday night, and you're done for the week, okay? That is very powerful. Can you imagine just being done with that stuff for the week? That's what you want to get to. Okay? Then there's curation. And the reason why I put curation in here with scheduling posts is because when it comes to curating content, this is something I haven't talked about before. You have to remember that you only want to curate stuff that is hyper-specific to your audience. And the reason why I put curation inside a scheduling post is, let's say an influencer who's a part of your audience, a local influencer in your community that talks a lot about health, posts a funny picture with a question written on it. Or it's a meme or something like that. If you immediately share that post the same moment that you see it, more than likely you aren't going to get a lot of traction with that post because the influencer who made it, used it, created it, is posting it right now. And if you share it again, it's going to miss the wave, is kind of what I like to say. Not miss the wave, but get swept up in the wave, and it's not going to be a good piece of content that actually grows your brand and increases engagement. So what I like to do is I still tag the person in the post, but I save the image. And then I share it a few days later, a week later, something like that. After it's kind of gone through its engagement spike, I'll share it again. And when you do that, you're kind of giving it space to breathe before you use the content yet again. And that's a very, very powerful, simple way to do content curation that also kind of lets you think about whether or not you want to post this junk too. You know, is it really on brand? Does it really make sense? Is it really funny? Things like that. So that's how I like to use curation with scheduling as well. If I see something good on a Monday, I'll put it for like a Saturday morning to repost. Okay? So that's why Buffer's so powerful for scheduling posts. Okay? Now, if you're like me, you love doing Facebook Lives, you love doing live videos, and that's kind of your primary dig, okay? Then I'm going to tell you guys about the software that I just started using right now. Gosh, I hope it's working. And that's called Restream.io. And this I literally am using right now. And so this takes some techiness to do, all right? But it's fairly simple. There's two pieces. This and a program called OBS. Okay? That's it. And what you're going to do is follow the instructions here of what to plug into this program you install on your computer. Then you set up OBS, which is the software that encodes your audio and video that you're making. And then it disseminates it out into the universe. Right? So right now I have this live streaming 3 places: Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. And I could add more if I wanted. Okay? And this is how you use Restream.io. Fairly straightforward. They have a good help team by the looks of it, all that other stuff. So give this a shot if you want to do live streaming, because you have to remember, when you're streaming live and you're making content, the more eyeballs you're in front of, the better. Okay? The more people that see you, the better. There's no bad content except for content that's unauthentic. Okay? And this is why I usually say to my clients when they're freaking out about making videos, making images, things like this, well, this doesn't look perfect and the office isn't perfectly clean and all this other stuff. Don't worry about it. Okay? You want to be authentic. Show your customer who you really are so that they're more comfortable coming in. Okay? One of the biggest problems that I always see with offices that are trying to brand, especially small offices trying to grow, is they're really worried about portraying this image of perfect professionalism and like almost stuffiness. And if you do that, people sense it. Okay? They might not say it, they might not even like actually consciously think it, but they sense it. They sense like, this guy's like trying to pull the wool over my eyes for something, and I don't know what it is, and it doesn't feel right. So if your office is a little bit messy, maybe you should work on that. Why not tell everybody that you need to work on that? I mean, like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like down here, like these are marks that my daughter made on the wall because the way she likes to learn math is she writes her math problems on this whiteboard while my wife is sitting in our bed right there watching her, and she teaches my wife how to do multiplication. Okay? That's my life. It's a home office. This is where I work. And I think because of that, you guys trust me a little bit more. A little bit? No? Okay. Well, water under the bridge. I won't worry about it. So that's how you use Restream.io for live videos. Okay? So there's all the regular organic marketing stuff. Okay? That is the meat and potatoes of what you need to do. Now let's take that and turn it up to 11. Okay? And for this, we're going to do some retargeting. Okay? So retargeting, to define it for you guys, is when you take a piece of data about a person. Okay, they landed on my website, they came to my Facebook business page, they showed up for my webinar, they signed up for my email list, anything like this, and you use that. Okay, so we'll put that over here. So this is a data point. Okay, and those data points can be website visit, email sign up, FB page visit, etc. Okay? So one of these things happen that collects a bit of data about this person. Okay? Oh, come on, Charlie. Can't draw a bracket? Oh, God. Don't tell my 5th grade teacher. I had a 5th grade teacher. I went to Catholic school. She was a nun, nice lady, but she was a stickler for these funny brackets. And I would like stress out and draw them wrong, and then she'd get super mad at me and make me stay in for resets. So I just had a flashback over my bracket inadequacies. So this then goes over to, I'm going to call it an ad, because that's what it is. This is a paid ad. Okay? This is a paid ad on Facebook. Well, it's a paid ad. I'm not going to draw a bunch of different stuff on the board. So then it goes to a paid ad. This paid ad, okay, you can specifically target based on where they came from. Or, since we're worried about omnipresence being everywhere, you probably want to keep it more general. And what this will allow you to do, and this is what I encourage my clients to do, is to use these paid ads for further exposure and branding. A simple video ad explaining the company that leads to the site. A thank you video. Just saying a big thank you to our patients for 2018. Things like that. And this will give the illusion of you being absolutely everywhere all the time. Okay? I would say that if you could spend on this, let's say, $500 a month. Okay? So everything else before this, grand total cost was $100 a year, because buffer costs money. Alright? But if you invested $500 in a paid ad that retargets off of when anybody does any of this stuff, and you're doing Facebook Lives, and you're doing daily organic social, and you have a good email list, you're everywhere. Okay? There's no question in anybody's mind that you are the office to go to for chiropractic care, especially on the community level. Like, if you're doing national naturopathy or teledoctor work or anything like that, telemedicine, jeez, whoo, happy Friday. Anything like that, then you definitely need to be doing all of this, because you'll never compete otherwise. But on a community level, this is a home run. Okay? You hit all these check boxes, you invest, even start with 100, start with 50, I don't care. Start with some money doing retargeting from Facebook just to make sure that these people stay in your universe. Okay? You're unstoppable. And this paid ad, right, it doesn't need to be an ad. Here's some stuff you can put here. Popular Facebook Lives. Okay? Popular posts. Thank you. Right? And you see what these are is they're just content to get people back into your universe. It's not content that's pitching. Okay? Because when do you pitch? All right? You pitch after you've gained the person's trust. All right? And if they're willing to click on a Facebook retarget to come back into your world, they might not be ready to buy yet. I find that my most successful places where people buy are on the Facebook page or after they've signed up for email and have gotten a few emails from us. This is where you win. Okay, maybe a website visit as well, right? These are the places where you win, but if they didn't sign up, how are you going to get them back into your world? Okay, this is how you do it. You get them reinterested in who you are and who the office is, so that when they come in, they're an excellent patient. All right, guys, so that was pretty info-dense. Also, I'm like 60% concerned that this video might not work, the sound's not there or something, so I'm going to check on my videos. I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, be sure to like and follow me. And I will see you guys next week for Whiteboard Fridays. And as always, get out there. I don't know if I like that, but we're going to use it for today.